What's up, y'all? Hey, I'm doing this pretty late tonight. This is Station 19, Season 3, Episode 9, Poor Wandering One. Okay, I decided to do things a little bit differently tonight. I'm tired, and I feel I just wanted to be comfortable, so I just changed the setting a little bit. Um, so, yeah. This episode was a really good episode, and I was fine until about 7 to 8 minutes in, when why in all of the world they are making this too much connected to Grey's Anatomy, and it's starting to irritate me. Like, you have Grey's Anatomy has the white Grey's Anatomy background, like when the show starts, and they had the white Grey's Anatomy background when it started. I'm like, bro, you're doing too much. Why can't you just be Station 19? Why do you have to be like Grey's Anatomy? So it's kind of really irritated me. Like, come on, can we like separate the two shows in some kind of way? Grey's Anatomy has the white screen when they start and the black screen when they end. I don't remember if they did that at the end of this episode, but it really bugged me that they did it at all. I'm gonna have to check and see if they did it again. I'll get to it. But that just really irritated me. It's just starting to become too much. I think that they're fearful that next season may be the last season of Grey's Anatomy, so they're kind of trying to, in a way, push this together. And I'm like, you're doing too much. But anyways, let's get into this. Hey, we start off cool. Sullivan and Andy, they together, dog. They together, dog. And just like I told y'all last week, they're together. And then, what's her name? Vic and Miller's up there taking care of the little baby, and everything. Cool stuff, right? So then we get to the firehouse. Bishop's like, bro, I can't do this. I don't want this job. Sullivan was like, yeah, what do you mean? You're the captain. So, you're captaining and I'm going to think about it. And she's thinking like, yo, he's just going to just give up the job. And she's like, man, that's not going to happen. And she's just like so surprised. So Andy and Gibson have this patient, and he is a veteran and he has issues. And I'm like, oh, as soon as they said veteran, I knew in some way that Boris was going to be involved with this, aka Sullivan. I knew he was going to be involved with this episode because of that. And I just didn't know it was going to be in the impact it was. Like, I saw a whole different side of Sullivan tonight, and I like it. He was real. He had a story. He wasn't so uptight. And we've seen more of him become more of a human over time. And I think that's what I like about his character, is that he's developed and become human. And I think, now that I think about it, they started with this telling of the story thing, like back when last season when they introduced Sullivan, they had flashbacks of him and his wife. So I think this whole flashback thing started with that, but I also feel like they're going to have a flashback of him as a kid, or how he became a firefighter, how he became in the army or whatever. I think they're going to have that too as well. They did it. I did. Oh, they did it. Yeah. So, yeah, I just got so. Yeah, so I'm just sitting here like going over this. They did it, y'all. You see that? They did that too. So like, bro, they're doing this too much like freaking Grey's Anatomy. It's irritating. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah. So I feel like they're gonna have another story of him. I like to see that. We've done Gibson. We've done Gibson. This week we did Vic. I'm so excited about it. We did Travis. We did Bishop. Um, who else is on this show? Oh, we did Warren. So maybe I don't know if we'll do Pruitt Herrera and then Sullivan. I would love to see a story behind Dixon and how he became who he is because he's annoying, and I would like to see how he plays into this whole thing. Because he's really annoying. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, like I was saying, yeah. So we got the story. Vic's background, and I just knew it as soon as we saw the old man come in, and he had Alzheimer's. I was like, yeah, her story's gonna be about this. So her story was pretty much about her grandma having Alzheimer's, and then it all ended up time. So this is like they're taking a page out of This Is Us as well because everything is tying together and pertaining to the episode. A lot of the times now with Station 19, sometimes it doesn't connect to the episode, but you know that it's about that person. This Is Us does it every episode. They always connect. The past and the present meet together at all times. In this episode, they did that because Vic's past kind of met up with her in her present, to where that old man came into the fire station and he had Alzheimer's. And then it had flashbacks of her grandma and how she had Alzheimer's and how she had been forgiven from Vic was like a young age, probably like 12, until she was like grown, right? I think that Vic has been the only one to pull off playing her younger self. She has been the only one to pull that off. They tried it with Bishop, and that was terrible. And then Miller. Miller was like, he wasn't like his younger self. He was more of like just his uptight self. He's still uptight and rich and all of that, but he was way more uptight than he is now. But yeah, so she has the only one been able to pull this off, and I love her voice. I just knew that her and Miller, they got something, man. I could see that coming. The musical background, he sits down and starts playing the piano, and she's like, "Oh, I didn't know you played piano." He said, "Yeah, I took lessons when I was a kid." She said, "Oh, was that between archery lessons?" And he was like, "Yeah, kind of." So I like that it all kind of tied together like that. So that was pretty cool to see. They're going to have a love story. I mean, I could feel it. I could feel it coming. I could freaking feel it. Either they're going to have a love story, or one of them is going to be attracted to one or the other, or one of them has felt that way for a long time and never had the courage to say anything. So we'll see about that. Now, back to Andy and Sullivan and Jack. So they're in there with the veteran. Freaking got a grenade, man. I know what it's like to hold a grenade in your hand. I've done a grenade. I can't remember what it's saying. You pull, twist, release. We had to do the test ones. So pull, twist, release. Pull, twist, release. And we actually got to do live grenades. I got to do live grenades while I was in the military. So I know about the whole pull, twist, release junk, and it's like holding it in your hand is the power of a grenade in your hand. It's like, it's cool. I like it. It's pretty dope. But yeah, so he had that explosive in his hand, and Sullivan kind of talked him off the edge, and Bishop's out there, she's running the show, and Dixon's out there like, "Bro, don't you put my son in harm's way, all this and that. If my son happens to my son, blah blah blah." Like, bro, your son is a firefighter. You used to be a police officer. You know what you signed up for. So why are you acting like this? Dixon, I cannot stand dude. I cannot stand Dixon. I can't stand him because he's a freaking Dixon. I keep saying that every week. He's a Dixon. So Bishop, she did a good job holding him off, but she was feeling some type of way in that kind of, because of that, she kind of didn't push as hard as she normally would, but she did say, "My men are in there and they're fighting. If you do anything, it's going to do that." So that bought him time. But Dixon is just crap, and you got Travis over here being mean to Dixon's son and all of that because he's a probie, new boy, and he's not the best at his job, but he did it because his dad made him. And who even knows if his dad will let him live the lifestyle that he's secretly living, because him and Travis had done stuff. Yeah. Yeah, and he says that he has a girlfriend, which we'll see about that. Yeah. So, like I said last week, I told you that Andy was gonna like, nah, man, you can have it, Bishop. You can have this job. Like, I'm like, you can have this job. You wanted it, you got it. You know what I'm saying? She got her man now. What makes you think she want to sit up here? She finally got something. Now she got to give that up to go and get a job. She was like, nah, you think I'm just going to get this job because, you don't want to do it anymore? And she's like, I'm dang sure I ain't going to take it. I want to earn it. Not just because you couldn't do it. And she's like, regardless, we're all dealing with something and you're just going to have to fight through this. And Bishop's just like, I'm terrible at this job, no good at it. And she's like, everybody hates me. And she's like, I miss our friendship. And she's like, I'm sorry what I did to it. And Andy's like, we fight our way through this. Like, it's just a process. You have to. This is why you never promote from within. You like from within your same. Like, if you work in the same area, same station, you don't ever promote within that high because it causes tension because you're used to being friends with this person and all that, and you have to deal with them in a management position. This is why they will promote within, people promote within their company, but they oftentimes pick from different stores because this is what happens. People get upset and they don't like this. They don't like it. They don't like that. Somebody that they were cool with is now above them. And it is a different atmosphere, which is why you should move stores when that happens. Because you need to learn how to manage. And then also, the people, if you ever had to go back to that store, people will know how to deal with you. This is why you don't promote from within there. People respected Andy as that because that's what Andy always was going to be. Bishop, or I bet you they would have even respected Jack a little bit more because Jack and Andy, they were already doing the captain thing and they were good at it and that's what they were called to do. Bishop was just thrown in there. She just kind of put her head in the ring and like, bro, I want this and that's what I'm going to do just because I want it and I'm going to get it. And so she just figured out that it wasn't all that cracked up to be. Everybody hates her, nobody likes her, but you'll figure it out together. That's how a team is formed. You have to figure out each other's ways. So she'll figure it out. Blah, 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 blah. I done went on for 3 minutes about some bull. But yeah. Warren and Pruitt, they did some cool stuff. They went on a little adventure, picking up all these fireman boots and everything. And they put the fireman boots on the steps of the city building for Dixon because Dixon wasn't paid for his health care and everything. He's like, man, I'm dying. You know what I'm saying? And people have cancer because of, what happened if they went to like 9/11 or just dealing with fires has caused of kind of cancer for people who are firefighters, and then the city won't pay for it. And he's pretty much like, I need this to be paid for. Like, you guys should be paying for this. And honestly, that's probably going to happen next week. So we'll see more about that. Oh, and then Vasquez died, y'all. I didn't see that coming, and I didn't think that he was going to last long. He was only on there for 4 or 5 episodes, but I really liked him, and he really had an effect on the season. It would have been cool to see another race on there, because, we have several different races now, but it would just been cool to see another race on there. What I don't mention it enough is that this show has half of its cast is black. It's craziness. There's more black people on this cast than there is white people. And that's different for a show. I think it's Miller, Warren, Sullivan. I might be slow. Oh, Vic. Oh, wait a minute, hold on. Miller, Vic, Warren, Sullivan, And then you got Herrera. She's not black, but she's not white either. She's Hispanic. So half of the cast of this show is a minority. And then you got Travis, who is half Asian. So like most of this cast is minority, and that's pretty cool to see. And I love it. It's different from Grey's Anatomy, which predominantly has um, a Caucasian cast. It's cool to see that this has a minority filled cast. I love it. I absolutely love it. But yeah, I'll stop ranting now. Stop talking. But I don't know. I just want to throw that little tidbit out there. But yeah, I will see you guys next week. Next week is going to be boring. I don't remember. I don't remember what it was gonna be because why in the world on Station 19 and Grey's Anatomy they played the end credits. I was like, I've never heard the end credits song for Station 19 unless I have never heard it, the end credits, because I always watch it on TV and they never play it. They usually only play that like if you're watching on like Hulu or something. But they played the end credits for this. I'm like, what's going on? Are they not gonna have a new episode next week? So I was like, what the heck is going on here? But hey, anyways, I have talked enough. I will see you guys next week.